Hi everyone, Sarah here. Tonight I'm talking about the Yogic Sentient diet. I was lucky enough to have a yogi from India come to my gym where I teach and give this talk on how the yogis eat. And I took some notes there, so I'm going to read those notes out to you, or for those that are interested. So the yogis basically get their knowledge from observation and experimentation, which I believe is the best way to get true information. They meditate a lot, so their bodies and their minds become very sensitive, and they're able to get a lot of deep understanding of how the body and mind works from that. Modern science backs up what they say, but I always am interested in the ancient yogic wisdom. I trust in that because even though modern science backs up what they say, there's still a lot of corruption and conflicting information in the world at the moment. Anyway, I'll get on with it. So they basically put the foods into 3 different categories. The first category is sentient foods, which they're the foods that raise your vibration. They give you the best energy and the best physical health, and they also create a more peaceful state in your mind and assist with spiritual development. The second category is mutative foods, which they're foods to avoid where practical. They're foods that can make you nervous, give you anxiety and restlessness, etc. And then the third group is the static food group, which that's the food group that slows your metabolism down, makes it too slow, makes you sluggish, it dulls the brain, so you're not as not as aware what's going on, and also makes you more lethargic. So I'll go into more detail about the foods in this static group, which is obviously one to avoid where practical as well. The yogis say that eggs are too high in protein, which that goes along with 80-10-10 in the diet I follow. We strive to keep our protein low, under 10% of calories. The yogis also believed that there was such thing as too much protein. So they say eggs are too high in protein and cholesterol and fat. And because they're so hard to digest, they create a lot of heat in the body, in the digestive process. And whenever the body gets too hot, it can make the mind agitated, which makes meditation very difficult. The next food in this static category that slows you down and makes you lethargic is meat. So what they say about meat is that it's got a lot of poisonous chemicals in it, a lot of bacteria, pesticides, the cows are fed hormones and antibiotics, etc. So it's not good to take that into your body. The yogis strongly believe in hormonal health, that you have to have the ideal hormonal balance to have the ideal balanced state of mind and ideal physical health also. The other thing with eating animals is that when the animal is slaughtered, it's in a state of severe fear, and that fear causes them to release a lot of adrenaline in the body, so the meat becomes full of hormones like cortisol and things like that, and that stays in the meat. So when you eat the meat, you're taking stress hormones into your body, such as cortisol, and so that agitates your mind and makes meditation very challenging as well. They're also very aware that in times where, like the Ice Age, for example, where people had no choice but to eat meat, they had a much shorter lifespan, and vegetarians live a lot longer. So people who have access to fruit and vegetables live a lot longer. So that's basically it on meat. The next food in this static group is mushrooms. The yogis don't eat mushrooms because they say they're high in heavy metals and they live off decayed matter. So that puts them at the end of the food chain. Also, they don't synthesize from the sun like other plant foods do, so they've got no chlorophyll, so they don't consider them a live food. So that's basically it for mushrooms. Also, they don't eat onion or garlic. Onion and garlic notes. They say onion and garlic causes acid indigestion. The naturally occurring chemicals in onion and garlic are just too acidic for the body. They can cause ulcers in sensitive people. And again, they're very heating. A lot of blood flow goes to the digestive system when you eat onions and garlic, and all the blood flow required for the digestive system takes blood flow away from the brain, therefore dulling the brain. They also cause an imbalance in hormone secretion, so that's not good either. So to keep your hormones in balance, avoid onion and garlic. And basically any food in this category brings your energy down. So the yogis aim to raise their energy up through the chakras, and any foods that cause blood flow to the digestive system draws your energy back down to the lower chakras. Okay, so we'll move on to the next category, which is mutative foods, which are also ones to avoid wherever practical. Ones that make you nervous and anxious, agitated, etc., restless. So any stimulants are in this category. So it's not only alcohol, coffee, drugs, black tea, anything with caffeine in, but also cocoa and the raw cacao powder. They also are stimulants and to be avoided. Also hot peppers, chili, anything spicy they avoid. And fermented foods are no good either. And medicinal drugs, whether prescribed or not. So all of that is not good for meditation, obviously, because it agitates your mind. Unfortunately, durian also fits into this category. Apparently it has a naturally occurring self-fermentation process that makes it sort of similar to alcohol. It does affect your brain, so not good for meditation. So that's in that group. And I just ate a durian for dinner, so if I'm a bit agitated, that's why. Okay, and the sentient food group is the ones for best health and to assist you with spiritual growth and creating a more peaceful, happy mind. And all fruits except for durian are in this group. So every other fruit is great, and most vegetables. So basically all vegetables except for the ones I mentioned, the onion, the garlic, the hot pepper, and mushrooms. Avoid those, but any other vegetable is great. Also nuts and seeds and grains are in this category. So basically all the raw foods plus the cooked carbohydrates. He did agree with me that raw foods are much better. Raw foods have a higher energy level, so you're taking more energy into your body when you're eating raw foods, and he was a big fan of the raw food diet. So that basically wraps it up. Hope you found this informative. The reason why he came to the gym to give this talk was to raise funds for his health centre in a very poor part of India, which is run purely on donations. So I'll give some more information about that in the description. But I was very grateful to learn this information and hope you found it interesting as well. If you did, please give me the thumbs up and post any comments or questions below, and please share this video if you think it's going to help make the world a better place. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you next video. Thank you.